and gentlemen, would you please rise for the playing of our national anthem?
Game time, NBA, slamming ops like MMA in the octagon. When I'm about to rhyme, I drop a young 8 like it's mama time. Then 8 more, that's a Paul Gasol. They gon' say, whoa, that boy's raw. Got a fast break straight to the hole. Drop the last 8, that's 24. When there's plenty more where that came from. Better know the flow grade A1, and I'm ambidextrous. AI, they can plan to exit, they can't hide. I got hands in the fight like Mayweather. I know your mans and I might think that they better, but they ain't never. They featherweight, treble cut a heavyweight in every state. Never delegate. My team the greatest from the NYC to Vegas. None of them in the game I see the A-list, but none of them can't quite see me. They wish I'm raising the bar. You players ain't ranking and taking up space at the bar when we drinking. I'm calling the play. You balling tomorrow, we balling today.
We going all the way. We're taking off from here. Watch us we go. Ain't no one blocking nor stopping. We know we making every shot that we throw. Watch us we go. Going all the way. You know we coming going all the way. Up to something going all the way. We ain't ignore it going all the way. You can't ignore it going all of the way.
My team got things like stepping in.
What is good? What is good? What is really, really good? This is your boy James, aka Hollywood J Blaq, live in the building once again. You know what time it is. It is all the way Wednesday. You know how we get down on Wednesday. You know how we get it cracking on Wednesday. This is the Ovatyme Sports Show. This is your boy. But I ain't alone. I got my mans, my main man, the master of ceremonies, of video gaming ceremonies. That is Big M effing Sin in the building. How you doing, sir? How you doing?
I am good. I am good. I am very, very good. Now, I know I was going to do it when I got home, but I didn't because I didn't feel like it. Is it okay if I take a moment out of the video for a quick second and let people know about a little PSA regarding the New England Patriots?
Oh, yeah, sure. By the way, sir, the floor is yours.
I got to pull it up.
He has a speech prepared. He's like, I dearly do declare, sir. I dearly do declare.
I dearly do declare, sir. I post too many memes. All right.
All about the memes. All right, the floor is yours.
All right. So I don't do this it's something I talk about the Patriots a lot, but I don't do this very often. And that is defend the New England Patriots. When they fuck up, I say they fuck up. I don't never make excuses for them losing. I don't ever do that shit. And if you ever see me doing that shit, call me on that shit, please. So what I'm going to do right now real quick is let's talk about the New England Patriots, the people in the sports media, and even Patriot fans, the people who don't like the Patriots, talking about their so-called decline. Now, with that being said, first off, they are 10-1. Where the fuck is the decline? Secondly, they just got back their starting left tackle, which is Brady's blind side. They had a horrible left tackle named Newhouse who could not even stop a geriatric patient in a wheelchair from getting to Brady. Also, the Pro Bowl center, David Andrews, at the beginning of the season, is out for the season with blood clot. And our current center before this season has only taken 3 snaps at center in his career. Next, the wide receiver core is trash. Julian Edelman, who is a top 10 receiver, and I'll fight you defending that, is the best that we have. Mohamed Sanu's only been with the team 3 weeks. We had Antonio Brown for 12 days before he went crazy again. And like I said many times before, it's probably CTE that got that motherfucker. And they released Josh Gordon due to his work ethic. Now, you got to figure, this past game against the Dallas Cowboys, we had 3 wide receivers on the roster. Julian Edelman, a young man by the name of Jacoby Myers, who is an undrafted free agent, and our first-round draft pick playing only his second game, N'Keal Harry. and you wonder why Tom Brady's numbers are down, there you go. And also, on top of that, Philip Dorsett is out. He's played the second most games next to Julian Edelman. He's injured. And the tight ends, Ben Watson missed half the damn season. He's only been with us 3 games. Our others been tight ends by fucking committee. So there's our offensive problems. And last but not least, the defense. The defense is carrying our season. I know that. You know that. Hollywood knows that. The defense is an all-time defense. His defense is not going to let the lack of offense that we are showing over these first 12 weeks of the NFL have us lose games. Because like I said, we are 10-1. So, in my opinion, 10-1 is not a decline. It is giving false hope for all the other AFC teams that think the Patriots are on their heels. Just remember, it is not how you start a season, it's how you finish. Because, and let's be honest here, who do you trust more? A 22-year-old phenom over in Baltimore, whose defense is questionable, and they've been playing great lately, but a gunslinger with a damaged leg in Kansas City who does not have a defense help at all, or the old man who has a history of making everyone around him better and an all-time defense backing him up. The ball's in your court.
Well, if the ball's in my court, sir, I'm going to take that ball and run with it. I've been telling people since, what have I been saying since the preseason 2 years ago when we started this channel and we started making the predictions, sir? What did I say? You know what I said. Tell them what I said.
You never bet against Tom Brady, number one.
No, number one, you never bet against Tom Brady. And in the AFC, until somebody proves otherwise, the kings of the AFC are the New England Patriots. You can have your Baltimores. You can have even your Kansas Cities. You can have your, who's in the South? Your Houston Texans, your Colts.
Oh, the Texans can't even beat the Patriots when Jacoby Brissett was a rookie.
No, they can't. I'm just saying, it doesn't matter who you bring on to the party. Tom Brady and to Bill Belichick always have something for that ass. The only exception was this last game against Baltimore, where I keep telling people that after the second quarter, Lamar Jackson didn't have as much as the impact. It was more so the Mark Ingram show. But past that, it wasn't really anything that they haven't dealt with before. They adjusted. They held them down as much as they could. But they were playing from behind from the beginning of the game. And we already know that
one fumble is what basically cost them the game.
Yeah. So, I mean, somebody had dropped into into that page, Blaq Adam Schefter, one of my favorite pages. Somebody posted, I think he posted a meme that said, every year it's always who's going to stop such and such. This year's Lamar Jackson. Last year it was Patrick Mahomes. The year before, I believe that it was the Falcons and Shanahan. The year before that, it was Cam Newton. Then it was Russell Wilson. Everybody says, who's going to stop this person? Hell, in 2014, they said, not 2014, 2013. They said, who's going to stop, 2012 going to 2013, who's going to stop Kaepernick? Everybody seems to think that that these quarterbacks are untouchable, that they're just phenoms and they change the game. And then somebody comes along with a top tier defense, but not only that, a top tier game plan. Now, here's the thing. Okay, so and I have to make this distinction. There's a difference between a top 10 defense and a top 10 defense with a game plan. The 3 top defenses in the NFL right now?
New England, San Francisco, and Buffalo.
Yep. Do you know who's number 4?
That would be
I believe it's Dallas. If somebody told me that the Cowboys are number 4 and number 5. The Cowboys are a top 5 defense.
Yes, it's the Cowboys.
Okay, so here's the deal. So we saw what happens in a top 5 defense, which is the Cowboys, but we also see what happens in a top 5 defense with the game plan, which was the New England Patriots. Who won that game again?
The New England Patriots won that game.
There's your difference.
And like I said, they only had 3 wide receivers active for the game.
That tells you how great and how much and the lack of respect they had for Dallas's defense at that point. But I think it was by necessity, not by choice. It's not like they wanted to bring in another receiver. Yeah, I mean, Bill Belichick would rather spend extra roster spots on defense than spend them on offense. We've seen that. We've seen that many, many times throughout the career of Bill Belichick, and that's fine. But the fact of the matter is this. There ain't nobody coming in to New England. Oh, excuse me. I'm going to tell you 2 things. One, nobody's going to come into New England and beat the Patriots this year. That's a fact. So that means the Baltimore has to come into New England in the playoffs to attempt to beat the New England Patriots. It's not going to happen again. I'm sorry, it's not. And you can take that to the bank. I can promise you, and I can guarantee you that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying this whole week. I guarantee you, in the playoffs, the AFC Championship game is the Patriots. It's the Ravens at the Patriots. The Ravens don't have a hope and a prayer in that game.
No. And to be honest, the Cleveland Browns had the blueprint for this matchup. Lamar Jackson cannot play from behind. If they can somehow they can get ahead, which you already know. Actually, let me rephrase. You know that this sounds familiar, right? This little story of how the offense went. Wasn't the Patriots at the last part of the season before getting into the playoffs the worst offense in the NFL?
Yes, that was 3 years ago when we beat Atlanta in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it was the worst offense in the NFL in the last half of the season, and then they go into the playoffs
and average 35 points a game.
So it's not like Josh McDaniels can't come up with a game plan in the playoffs to beat all these teams. There's a difference between regular season football and playoff football. Lamar Jackson doesn't have the playoff football experience. I love Lamar Jackson. I think he's talented. And no disrespect, I think he's talented. I think he's been amazing and awesome this weekend.
This
year. Excuse me.
Last year, all we heard was Patrick Mahomes this, Patrick Mahomes that.
Yep.
Patrick Mahomes met Tom Brady in the playoffs. What happened?
The same thing that happened when Patrick Mahomes met the LA Rams in the regular season. They had to play from behind the whole time. And see, that is very telling when that happens because they played them in the regular season. Didn't they play them in the regular season?
Remember,
and in the playoffs?
Last year, the Patriots beat Kansas City twice.
Mm-hmm. They're no stranger. Dude, Bill Belichick's no stranger to Andy Reid. Like this is like we're talking about the man that he played in the Super Bowl, that he outchessed in the Super Bowl with Donovan McNabb. And nobody's comparing Donovan McNabb to Patrick Mahomes, not by any means whatsoever. Don't get it twisted. But at the same time, the offense is the same. The offense is the exact same offense, the same West Coast offense. The difference is that Patrick Mahomes is a little bit talented, but this is the same West Coast offense that was developed by Mike Holmgren. The same West Coast offense that was developed by George Seifert, which was invented by the late, great Bill fucking Walsh. Mm-hmm. Don't tell me that this offense is brand new. You may throw some little tricks in there, but by God, it's the pass to set up the run. It's simply that.
No, right now, the Baltimore Ravens have the fastest quarterback in the NFL. Mm-hmm. The reason his passing numbers are so good is because people are so fucking scared of him outside of the pocket.
Yep.
Let's get something straight here. Once New England, in that game against Baltimore, once New England sat back and watched what Lamar Jackson was doing, Lamar Jackson did not have those big plays in the game. It was Mark Ingram. It was not Lamar Jackson.
Yeah. And that's what I said. At some point, and with that, the chickens are going to come home to roost. The problem when you have a running offense is one big glaring thing, which is clock management. Because if you're running the ball all the time, the clock is running all the time. So if the key to success is this, New England is strike early, strike fast, strike hard.
And we will be healthy for the playoffs.
Yep. Unfortunately, Baltimore has some problems in their own that they got to deal with Sunday, which is something that we're going to talk about on Friday. But we know what we got to talk about right now, which is the NFL Week 12 fallout. Let's get it cracking, sir.
All right. So this week we had a decent week. I went 9-5. You went 10-4. I picked a bad game on Monday night, which I just wanted to try and pick up an easy win, a cheap win, but I got punched in the mouth. So anyway, right now our season standings set at 97 wins, 65 losses, and 1 tie for myself. And you're at 99 wins, 63 losses, and 1 tie. You are 1 win away from picking 100 games correctly in this season.
That's beautiful. You know what's crazy? So there's 2 games that I lost that I picked the opposite for my office pool, and I didn't realize it until I did it by accident. So one was the Washington-Detroit game, and the other one was the Raiders-Jets game.
You picked the Jets?
No, then it wasn't that one.
No, then it had to be the Buccaneers-Falcons game.
Yep, that's the one. That's right. I picked the Buccaneers by accident. So, but we'll talk about that.
Let's get started right here. We have 2 birds of prey. One is gravely injured because they suck, and the other one is riding now, who in my opinion is now number 2 in the MVP Bowl behind Lamar Jackson. We had the Seattle Seahawks just beating up on the Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh, this was very sad. It was very sad because I realized something after watching this game, and Peyton Manning went into some details about a couple things. He didn't do it on his actual show detail, but he went into some detail about this game. And he noticed, and also Dan Orlovsky on Twitter noticed, he played back some replays, that Carson Wentz is getting the ball where it's supposed to be. His receivers are utter fucking trash.
Because Nelson Aguilar catches the ball like this.
Yes. So tell me, so if a receiver runs a 6-yard route, right? If it's a 6-yard route and he's supposed to catch low, what do you think happens if he runs an 8-yard route?
The ball's going to hit the ground, or it's going to get picked off by a cornerback who's undercutting the route.
Yes, there you go. So we've had a few of those.
People, don't get me wrong. I know the X's and O's.
So we had that a bunch of times. Like I sat there to watch what Dan Orlovsky was talking about, and I'm like, this is really legit. This is a problem.
You want to know where that case in point came to?
Where?
In the Dallas game, Stephon Gilmore on Amari Cooper. Dak Prescott put it where Amari Cooper was supposed to be, but Stephon Gilmore was there.
Yep. And this goes back to Dallas rarely makes those type of mistakes. Dak Prescott rarely makes those type of mistakes.
But we'll talk about that sloppy game when we get there.
Yeah, but really, this is what it's come down to. I really honestly think it's a 2-part problem. I think the Philadelphia's receivers don't believe in Carson Wentz, and they're going into business for themselves. And in the same token, I think that the pressure that Carson Wentz has on himself because of Nick Foles winning a Super Bowl, even though it was essentially piggybacking off of the success that Carson Wentz had that season.
Bro, looking at the way Nick Foles played this week, the Philadelphia fans don't want none of that either.
No, well, the whole thing is I understand that his offensive coordinator is the same offensive coordinator they had during the Super Bowl year. I get that. I'm fine with that. The problem that I have is that I would have still gone with Gardner Minshew. Yes, I know that he lost a few games, but guess what you're doing with Nick Foles? You know what? You're still losing some bunch of fucking games. There's no difference. And in fact, they try to say that Nick Foles makes the value of the receivers go up. Like apparently the receivers catch more ball because Minshew's he checks down when he needs to, when he knows that the open spot isn't there, and he'll check down to his tight end or the running back if need be. A lot of his interceptions have came off the receivers not running the route that they're supposed to, or it just ended up being just a tad bit short. However, why would you sacrifice the development of Gardner Minshew, especially if you know that he has the team in his pocket, bringing Nick Foles, and disrupt every kind of momentum that you have. Leonard Fournette hasn't played the same since Nick Foles came in. Yes, I think he finally had a 100-yard game after 3 games with Nick Foles.
I got to interrupt you for a second. Do you have your phone open?
No, I have a tablet though. What's up?
Look at Facebook. Look what I just sent you.
Oh, jeez.
Sorry, guys. I got to get his reaction out of this one.
He sent me Minshew porn. No, I was playing. Hold on.
Well, that's easy. Just download 1970s porn. It's there.
Bow chicka wow wow.
But anyway, the Eagles are hot garbage.
Yes, look, Lamar Jackson is the first man to throw 5 touchdowns in a game and choke out John Cena. He got to be the wow. Really? You call this nigga R-Truth? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Good God. Okay, well then.
Well, the Seattle Seahawks, they were hoping Green Bay would do something this week, but yeah, we're going to get to that debacle here in a little while.
Interesting fun fact. Do you know that in the majority of the games that the Seahawks have played, the Seahawks have been underdogs this year?
Yeah, because nobody actually believes in them.
That's sad. You know what I'm saying? Like they were the Eagles were favored in this Seahawks game. Knowing how bad the Eagles played the week before, they were favored in the Seahawks game. I remember Cleveland was favored in the Seahawks game, and had they not turned over the ball 5 fucking times, they would have beat Seattle.
All right, the Seattle Seahawks, they go as Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
If he has a bad offensive game, they do not win. Luckily for them, he has had 9 good offensive games this year.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you can't argue with that. He's been the unsung hero. Even more so, Jadeveon Clowney has stepped the fuck up. Like, when his matchup is all his, he has owned every single game. Like, if there was a defensive MVP award that you would probably, I mean, not player of the year, but just defensive MVP, forget the player of the year, because I think the most valuable player on defense right now is Jadeveon Clowney. He's turned what was a very middling, if not piss poor defense last year into a juggernaut this year.
Well, the only problem with having him in the NFC is a man by the name of Nick Bosa, who's going to be Rookie of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year for the NFC.
Yeah, and then on top of that, you have Shaq Barrett, who's still on pace to break the sack record.
Even though the Buccaneers are hot garbage.
Yes.
So next up, we have a game of 2 teams that are hot garbage. And one of the teams, their quarterback thought it was a good idea to go take selfies instead of finishing the game. We have the Detroit Lions losing to the Washington Redskins.
So if you're a Washington Redskins fan and you paid $5 for your ticket, I mean, at this point, you know what I say? Fuck it. Hopefully
you were one of the people, out of 20 people that were there, that got a selfie with Dwayne Haskins.
Yeah, fuck it. $5 ticket, selfie with the quarterback? Shit. All right. I mean, yes, I understand that he probably shouldn't have did that, right?
Yeah.
But fucking shit. You
probably shouldn't have done that.
Probably shouldn't have done it.
That homeboy been in the wing, and he would be cut during the game.
Hey, that's fine. But guess what? Case Keenum ain't win the many games. Oh, Case Keenum mad that it.
Right.
Case Keenum mad because he got to do the victory formation. And nigga, you didn't even win the game. Just be happy you get to be in this motherfucker. Well, I don't want my.
The Detroit Lions are slowly but surely on the way of firing Matt Patricia and sending him back to New England as a defensive coordinator next year.
Probably, or that he'll just join up with Robert Flores in Miami if he still has a job at the end of this year.
Nah, he won't.
I know because they fucked up and won 2 games by accident.
Yep. And now the Bengals will have the number 1 pick in the NFL. Speaking of the Bengals, that we know we don't talk to them for a couple of games. They benched their rookie quarterback because he almost won 2 games, and they're going back to the Red Rocket.
Like what they say, Ryan Finley in the press conference is like, I'm feeling a little bit confident right now. I think next week we can go back out there and set up this game.
Sit down. Go to your corner.
I mean, what did they expect with no AJ Green, no Tyler Eifert? Joe Mixon is the only. Is probably going to be. He's going to the Pro Bowl. That's the sad part. Joe Mixon is a Pro Bowl running back, and that's it.
And he's only had one 100-yard game this season.
But he's a Pro Bowl running back. He's averaging fucking 5-6 yards a carry when he gets the ball.
And let's also not forget, he also knocked the chick out in the ice cream shop.
That's right. Him. That's right. MVP. Anyways,
so the reason I keep detracting from these games is because nothing good happened in them. They were bad games.
Well,
including the next one. The Oakland Raiders straight up shit the bed against the New York Jets. They cocked over. They pulled down their pants. They put their jock strap under so it came out like that. Remember that Play-Doh spaghetti? That's how it came out against the Jets.
So there's a meme going around that has the picture of the Joker running, and it has the thing that says the Raiders coming to take over the AFC West, and then the next frame, boom, where he gets hit in the face.
The Raiders have had so many chances this season to overcome the Kansas City Chiefs because the Kansas City Chiefs are not a good football team this year. No. People know what they're doing thanks to Bill Belichick. And here are the Raiders. Oh, here we come. We're going to Vegas. Here we come. Do. And you get shit on by 31 points by the Jets.
I mean, I could say I didn't see it coming, but I probably should have seen it coming.
I should have. Because remember, we both joked about taking the Jets in this game.
Well, remember, I said that I said that Sam Darnold, apparently the news report is that he walked into Adam Gase's office and says, I hate the fucking playbook. Let's figure this shit out. And then Adam Gase is like, I've been waiting for you to say that. I should have known about that. I could just imagine an 80s montage, you know what I'm saying, where that shit happens, you know what I'm saying? And they go writing stuff, and they go testing out shit. They're like, you know what I'm saying? Like, whole 80s montage with the hype music. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit. You can see it, and we should have fucking bet on it. We should have.
I'm just happy right now we have a good game to talk about this weekend, and that was the shootout. That was the Panthers and the Saints. We told you guys Kyle Allen wasn't done. He put on a show, but the kicker kicked it off the side of his foot, and the Saints are now 9-2.
Laces out, Dan. Laces out. That was a hell of a game. That thing went down to the wire. I was really surprised that they were able to bounce back, which is weird because New Orleans Saints defense is supposed to be better than that.
No, you know what the Saints are doing? What the Saints happened with the Saints? They were looking past the Carolina Panthers because they have the team that beat them 2 weeks ago for the second win of the season, the Atlanta Falcons, tomorrow on Thanksgiving.
This feels like a playoff game, right? The Falcons tear through both teams, and then the winner of the Saints and Panthers have to play the Falcons. It just looks like a weird ass, fucked up middle of the season playoff.
It's like those old round robin tournaments they had in wrestling. You lose, you wrestle this person and shit.
Most deaf.
And the loud bang you just heard was me actually headbutting my wall on accident.
Why are you headbutting your wall, sir?
Don't worry about it. Anyway, next up we have a team on a 3-game winning streak against a team that fucking is garbage. The Cleveland Browns is fucking garbage and on a 3-game winning streak just destroyed the Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins are back in tag mode, but too bad the Bengals are doing it better.
That's right. Bengals 0-16. Just remember, the year after they fired Marvin Lewis, 0-16, baby. Got a reset button.
They're tanking for Tua, whose hip won't allow him to play in 2022.
Why? Who is stupid enough? All right, so listen.
Oh, did I just hurt anybody's feelings? Alabama fans?
So so here's the deal. This is how I feel about this. So that means literally the only team that should be drafting Tua should be the San Diego or Los Angeles or Inglewood Chargers. Is it going to be
London Chargers? London, Toronto, fucking Vancouver, wherever the fuck you go.
Mexico City, fucking Oakland. That'd be funny. The Oakland Chargers. There you go. No, we don't want that to happen. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have never said that. But
you go to your corner. You go like the Bengals quarterback. You go to your corner. We do not want to win this year.
all jokes aside, the Chargers it looks like they'll be keeping Phillip Rivers for another year, which means that they're either going to go 3-13 or they're going to go 13-3, and they're going to make the playoffs and still lose out and not do shit with it. Tom Brady could probably be injured or in the NFC next year, and the Chargers will still find a way to fuck this up. Who fucking knows? But yet the Bengals are tanking for who?
We're actually talking about the Browns and the Dolphins.
Oh, I thought. Well, still, the Bengals are tanking for who? Anyways,
Tua.
Don't tank. The Dolphins are going to tank for who?
The quarterback of LSU, which actually might be a good move.
Yeah, that'd probably be a better move than the one that they're thinking about. Shit.
Or Jalen Hurst. One of the two.
This, you know, what's funny? This would be funny as hell. That the top three, that somehow, some way, the top three quarterbacks in the NFL, like that were drafted number one, are all Oklahoma University quarterbacks. But only one is worth a damn, which is Kyler Murray. Anyways, but back to the lecture at hand. The Browns have finally put it together.
Have they?
Well, I guess.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves here, sir. We do this to ourselves every week. They win a game. Have they?
It's Super Bowl bound, baby. We're back. Oh. Actually, no, yeah, we're not back. We're not back at all. In fact, they're gonna have the knockout, drag-out slugfest in Pittsburgh this coming up week, which we'll talk about on Saturday.
The only reason I want to watch Friday, because I won't be here Saturday. The only reason I'm watching the game on Sunday is so I can see another fight.
I mean,
I want Myles Garrett to come out the crowd with a chair.
It's my God, there's got to be Myles Garrett. It's Myles Garrett.
He comes out in a Pittsburgh uniform, gives a stunner to Mason Rudolph, Mason Rudolph got benched for the rest of the season.
Yes.
Never mind.
Yes. But I want to see Myles Garrett walk from smoke like the Undertaker and shit, with Myles Garrett helmet in his head and shit. In his hand. Wait, looking for this nigga.
Where you at, white boy?
By God, it's Myles Garrett. By God. It's the slot.
Security people. Wow. Wow. Wow.
Oh God, I can't wait for that game. But yes, the Browns have some confidence. They're feeling really confident in this game, and the Dolphins are confident that they're probably going to get the third pick in the draft. Oh, sorry.
And next up, speaking of the Pittsburgh Steelers, they almost lost to the Cincinnati Bengals.
Is it so, that bad that Mason Rudolph played that bad enough to where they had to bring back in Duck Hodges? That's right, Duck Hodges, baby. Want Hodges, goddammit. Shit.
So Duck Hodges of the 24th and a half century had to bring the Steelers back to beat the Bengals. And at this point, I think Mike Tomlin should be fired, incinerated, decapitated, shit on, and buried.
There's a lot of things. No, let me tell you. Look, we got to start with the GM first. Yes, let's get rid of Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell. And hell, let's not re-sign Landry Jones. I'm pretty sure nothing can go wrong.
Also, let's say it's Ben Roethlisberger and his 53 kids.
I'm sure nothing can go wrong, right? Nothing can possibly go wrong.
We're good.
Yeah, we're going to be fine. We're going to, Roethlisberger's arm doesn't work. Oh, Juju Smith-Schuster isn't as good as we thought he was.
Juju Smith-Schuster was only good because of Antonio Brown?
James Conner is having a regression?
James Conner, the walking injury report?
Oh, wait a minute. The defense isn't as good as it was 7 years ago. Oh, fuck.
Why is our best defensive player from an 0-17?
Wait a minute. Mason Rudolph is throwing around the N-word like he's at a KKK rally. Hold on. Oh, fuck.
So, anyway, Pittsburgh Steelers, here's your implosion.
It's only a matter of time. A matter of time.
I've been saying it for years. Next up, we have This game was so fucking garbage. The New York Giants at the Chicago Bears. Which team was so inept that they lost this one? It was Daniel Jones. I think Eli Manning knocked out the real Daniel Jones in the locker room, put on his uniform, and played this game.
Oh, no, either that or he's been coaching him down, or as he likes to say, coaching him up. No, like, you just got to sling that thing, Daniel. Just sling that thing. It doesn't matter who you find, Daniel. You just got to sling it. Sling it.
Now, when we say this, you might think, oh, did Mitchell Trubisky actually play good? No. He played as bad, if not worse, than Daniel Jones. What the fuck is going on with the NFL this year? We are in week 12, and we still have these garbage-ass games going on.
In week 12 last year, the Patriots won the division.
Well, what's funny is, this week, if the Patriots beat the Texans, they win the division.
Jesus Christ.
So I want to say well, you know what? We only got 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'll wait till the game comes up there until we talk about a milestone.
A milestone. Okay. Well, the milestone that I have for you is that this was probably the worst played game since the Jeff George Monday Night Cowboys 10-yard bounce pass debacle that I've ever seen.
And we watched that in a strip club. That's how bad that game was.
We watched the game go to 10 to 9. No, it was 9 to 8. Sorry, because it was 3 field goals versus 2 field goals and a safety. That's oh my fucking God. It was bad enough that Jeff George was still playing in 2002, but I digress. Anyways, oh my God.
You said that I would trust Jeff George to lead this Bears offense over Mitchell Trubisky at this point in time?
I mean, he probably get a lot more done. I take Jim Harbaugh now leading this Bears offense. Literally, Mitchell Trubisky is the reason that you should sign somebody whose name I will not mention.
Hold on, James. Wait. So I need to use the bathroom. So I'm going to mute my microphone and stop my camera for a minute. So you can go ahead and talk about the name that I don't want to hear because this is your one per video.
Okay, fine. I will talk about the name that I shall not mention. So Big Sin always hates when I talk about this man because he is the topic of divisional confrontation. He is a guy that every time we talk about, people get mad, they get angry, they get upset. But we are talking about the Chicago Bears and how bad and how horrible that they are. And so there is one man that can come in and save the Chicago Bears. There was one man that can come through, persevere, and be the greatest quarterback for the Chicago Bears as needed. Do you know who that man is? Everybody thinks it's CK7. No, it is not CK7. They need a pocket quarterback, goddammit. I am referring to No, I'm just lying. I am referring to Colin Kaepernick. Fuck this shit. Because, goddammit, Mitch Trubisky is that fucking horrible. And then anybody tries to tell you different, don't let them. Let them understand how bad Mitch Trubisky is. Let them believe in his shittiness. This offense has not changed since last year. Allen Robinson is still the featured receiver. What happened to Mitchell Trubisky in this junior year that we're calling we're calling this the junior year? What happened to Mitch? Why is he so bad this year? And you can't tell me that any other quarterback with a halfway decent arm couldn't take these people anywhere. I think that Alex Smith in a fucking wheelchair can take this team farther than Mitch Trubisky can. I think that fucking Joe Namath in his 70-year-old ass can take this team anywhere. I think that Johnny Unitas, who passed away, God rest his fucking soul, they can will out there, dig him from the grave, and take this team farther than Mitch Trubisky can.
You know who the Bears need to sign?
Jay Cutler?
Yes.
I trust Rex Grossman and being out with a cracked ass I trust Caleb fucking Haney than I do fucking Mitchell Trubisky.
You know what? I have an idea for the Bears. And I know this idea might sound strange coming from me.
Mm-hmm.
You ready for this one?
Go ahead.
I think the Chicago Bears should take Khalil Mack, trade him to the New England Patriots for Julian Edelman because he is a better quarterback than Mitchell Trubisky.
God, who is like the third? Who's the third worst team in the NFL right now? The damn who's it? The
Dolphins.
The Dolphins? No. Okay. Who's the second worst team?
Dolphins.
Damn. So the second and the third? Fuck. Who's the fourth worst team?
The Browns.
No, they have more wins than the Dolphins. God damn. Shit.
No, it's the Bengals, Redskins, Dolphins.
All right. So who's backing up the dude Brandon Allen the Joe Flacco's dead. So who's the guy backing up Brandon Allen in Denver? Whoever that dude is, I trust that dude more so than I trust fucking Mitchell Trubisky. Because there's a reason why he's not starting as opposed to Brandon Allen. Brandon Allen shit to bed on this one. And that game is coming up in a minute. We got to talk about but
the Bears should just bring back Tom Savage.
Oh, my God. He said Tom Savage. Brock Osweiler. What about that one?
No, he retired with $44 million in his bank account. He's good.
He's straight. Fuck it. Bring back Dan Orlovsky. Obviously, he knows the plays better than anybody else.
All right, so next up, we have another team shit in the bed this year. The Denver Broncos against the team who is not as good as their record, the Buffalo Bills.
It's funny how these segues work. So we just got done talking about the goddamn Denver Broncos. They got their ass whooped, man. There wasn't even no excuse. I wish I could be like, you know what? This happened. Maybe they'll try again. No, that I can't even say that. They got their asses whooped.
So you know how much of an asshole I am?
How much?
So remember that post I made about the Patriots yesterday on Facebook?
Mm-hmm.
Well, today my nephew Cody decided to try and talk to me about this.
Oh, he's a Bengals fan. We don't talk to him.
I said, after he's like, the Bills are going to beat them. I said, honestly, the Bills' offense is garbage. He said, defense carrying them, and your Bengals haven't won a game, so your opinion doesn't matter.
Because the smart one would have been to ditch the goddamn Bengals and job hop on somebody else's bandwagon. At least he'd be more respected that way. Oh. So Cody, if you're watching this, I'm sorry.
Could you imagine the bandwagon if it was actually the 49ers and the Ravens in the Super Bowl? How many bandwagon people there would be?
Oh, plenty. That would have been fun.
So yeah, the Bills dominated this game.
Fucking what? The Browns. Not the Browns. The damn Broncos. Then was it who played the Bills last week?
I can't remember.
Well, for the last 2 weeks, they're making Josh Allen look like a Pro Bowl quarterback. That's the problem that I'm having, and I'm not liking it. They're giving false hope to this young man. He thinks he has some swagger now. The only positive that I think came out of this game is Frank Gore passed up Barry Sanders.
And if you haven't seen the video, the tribute that Mr. Blaq posted with the homeboy Keegan Grimm's music in the background of Frank Gore, that was beautiful. It was awesome.
It was pretty awesome. That's the only great thing that came out of this game. Because to make Josh Allen give that confident, he's going to begin for a rude awakening when they have to play New England. Yikes. Anyways.
All right, so next up we have, and we did it. We did it, boys. We all did it. We all said the Atlanta Falcons are back. They're going to win some games. They're going to beat the Buccaneers. No, the fuck they ain't. O.J. Howard decided to catch balls in front of him instead of trying to go from the back.
No, yes, this is not the NBA where he can stunt like that. He's actually trying to play real football now, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to O.J. Howard. Yay! Oh.
And that's the only praise you're ever going to get on the show, sir.
Oh, my God. But, yes, the Buccaneers beat the Atlanta Falcons, and that had to be very embarrassing This was an embarrassing game for the Falcons. I was just like, really? After all that you've been through, this is what you leave us with? This.
You beat the Saints, you dominated the Saints and the Panthers, and then you get the doors blown off by the Buccaneers at home.
I have no idea. What the fuck? Is this football bizarro world? Is that what?
Like I just said 5 games ago, it's week 12, and we still have bullshit going on.
Between the kicking and the shitty quarterbacking on the lower in the bottom half, and I would say the bottom half, like the bottom 2/3 of the NFL has shitty quarterbacking going on.
No, and you know what? That is actually a good segue for our next game. Tell me how the Tennessee Titans offensive line can block for Ryan Fitzpatrick, but not Marcus Mariota.
Oh, you mean Tannehill?
Tannenbaum. Ryan Tannenbaum has the Titans looking like a playoff team.
Did you see the first touchdown that Ryan Tannehill scored? He put his body on the line, and the coach was like, please don't ever do that again.
My favorite was like, no, I want to put Marcus back in. No.
Exactly. No. Please don't do that. Ever in life.
For some reason, our offensive line does not like Hawaiians. No.
Toby is here. Toby! All right, so that I was watching that game because I was forced to. CBS said, "No, you're not watching any good games. You're watching this fucking game. Fuck you."
And you got to see what Miami saw out of a quarterback named Ryan Tannehill.
Yep. And
the reason I said wide receiver is because he never played quarterback before until the Dolphins drafted him.
Yes, exactly. So, yeah. Nick
Foles got destroyed in this game too.
Mike Vrabel played this man like a fiddle. Let's just start there. The only person that couldn't shut down too much was Leonard Fournette. He had an okay game, not a great game.
Here's my question:
mm-hmm.
Why does this vaunted Jacksonville defense never seem to be able to stop Derrick Henry from running all over them?
Well, I should say unfortunately, but fortunately for them, it's seeming that nobody can stop Derrick Henry this year. He is doing it even better.
Derrick Henry was the 3rd running back in this system 4 years ago.
Yep, and all of a sudden,
all he needed was the right coach.
Yeah, he's Eddie Lacy without the weight issues, almost
without the China food. He's Eddie Lacy without the China food,
which is insane because he's in Memphis with all that Nashville with all that good ass barbecue.
Well, the funniest part, the play I seen that made me laugh. There are two Jaguars defenders running like side by side with him and behind him.
Yep.
And he basically just stiff armed them all the way down the field.
Yep.
Derrick Henry, my good friend. If it wasn't for Russell Wilson, wasn't for Lamar Jackson, I would have you higher in the MVP.
Just a little higher, just a tad bit.
All right, next up. Okay, I said there's a milestone that I need to talk about, and here it is.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
The New England Patriots have just broken a tie with that man's San Francisco 49ers of consecutive 10-win seasons, where they were tied at 16 when the Patriots beat the Cowboys this week, 17 years in a row of 10-plus wins.
Jesus Christ, man. Oh, my God.
And as I like to tell people, enjoy the greatness while it's there because it's never going to happen again.
Nope. Because Belichick's going to retire, take the whole playbook with him, and say, fuck this shit. Oh.
You're going to be like, see this? Mine.
This nigga going to pack up like that gif I always posted LeBron putting his glasses on, packing up his bag and leaving. That's what Bill Belichick's going to do after he wins the 7th Super Bowl. You know what, boys? It's time for me to ride out.
Josh, it's on you now. Have a good day.
And nope, I'm taking my playbook. No.
And the next day, Josh McDaniels hires Matt Patricia as his defensive coordinator.
He's going to bring everybody back. He's going to bring Matt Patricia,
Romeo Fidel, Charlie Weiss.
It's a reunion, boys.
We're doing this for the skipper. We're doing this for Bill. You know what else we're doing this for?
Well,
Amari Cooper just dropping the biggest pass of his life.
Oh, yes. 4th down, little something to go. Yeah.
Stephon Gilmore held Amari Cooper to 0 catches on 12 pass attempts to him. 0 catches for the first time as a Dallas Cowboy.
Blanked them. Blank man. Cero miedo. Cero cachero. That's how bad that shit was.
If people don't think Stephon Gilmore is the best quarterback in the NFL, then they're just blind.
Just blanket coverage. He covered that man like a jailhouse blanket in a cold night. Tight to the motherfucker.
This was an ugly fucking game. This was ugly. Monkey butt ugly.
UGLY. This game ain't had no alibi. It was ugly.
This shit was Bubba Sparks ugly. Because y'all are sitting in a pig pen doing this.
But this was an ugly ass 13-9 game. But the best part about it was that Tom Brady did have a touchdown.
That catch N'Keal Harry made was fucking beautiful.
Yeah. Sometimes, but when I saw this game at the start, when I saw them run it with Gilmore, not Gilmore, what's his name? Michelle. Sony Michelle, like down their throats. I'm like, oh yeah, this is going down. It's going fucking down. Yeah. It's not Tom Brady falling off. It's the game plan changing based off their needs. I think
if we're going to beat you up and let the defense stop you.
Yeah, yeah. Why would you waste the arm to have to drop 400 yards passing a game? He's not 22. He's 42.
When he's going to do it in the playoffs.
Oh yeah, easily. I told you, playbook's going to change. So
all right. So I had my big Patriots spiel at the beginning, so we're not going to go that much into this game. Just know that a coworker of mine, we bet a bottle of Crown Royal. He paid the bet today with a bottle of vanilla Crown Royal, which I will drink this weekend.
Ooh, that's what I'm talking about. So
next up, we have what we thought was going to be the game of the week. It turned into Aaron Rodgers not even surpassing 110 passing yards in a game for the first time in his career. And also it turned into the San Francisco 49ers utterly destroying, dismantling. Hold on, how does Paul Heyman? You do the Paul Heyman thing. You do it better than I do.
He was beat. They were the Green Bay Packers. They were beaten, victimized, emasculated, and conquered by the San Francisco 49ers. Eviscerated by the San Francisco 49ers.
So
it was
I just want to ask our people who watch this: do you think the Niners are for real now?
I've been trying to figure this part out. I've been trying, like I know that they're for real, and
they do have the biggest test of their season coming up this weekend.
True, but how many tests are the San Francisco 49ers gonna have to go through before it gets to the point where somebody said, you know what, the San Francisco 49ers are actually good?
So the test this weekend, I need you guys to pass.
Oh, we're gonna pass this. Don't stress about that. Let me explain something to you. Let me explain how this game goes, because how you had your PSA, I want you on camera for my PSA, so you're not leaving for this one, okay? I posted a photo on Twitter, and I posted some on Twitter itself. Basically, I shouted out Richard Sherman, and I says that anytime that the other top 10 teams in the NFL, they beat somebody, or somebody loses to a top 10 team, they say that team, that team is just, they're a really great team. We have no shame in losing to this team, blah, 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 blah in the NFL. However, as soon as my 49ers into the conversation that they beat that team, what's wrong with this team? Is their quarterback? Maybe they got out-coached? Is the coaching bad? Is the GM responsible? Maybe it's their mascot. Maybe the mascot's responsible for them losing. Were they not prepared? What's going on? No, my defense dominated you, and then Jimmy Garoppolo picked you apart. Jimmy Garoppolo is from the same school of hard knocks as Tom Brady is. He doesn't have to destroy you with his arm for 400 passing yards a game, but his pinpoint accuracy, just like Tom Brady's, will get to you. When he's on point, he stays shifty. He's learned from the best. Okay, he's learned from the best. I shouldn't have to sit here and defend Jimmy Garoppolo. His body of work over the last 4 weeks tells the exact tale. When our running game has been shit, he stepped up. And when he's been shit, our running game has stepped up. And when both of those have been shit, guess what's happened? The goddamn defense stepped up.
So when he posted that on Facebook, that inspired my Patriots thing. When you look at the 49ers and the Patriots side by side, you know what you see? Equality.
Yeah. It's very simple. And everybody says that both teams have Super Bowl elite level defenses. And everybody says that their running game is elite level running game. The question has always been, they're questioning Tom Brady and Jimmy Garoppolo, which is probably what's leading me to thinking that this is how it's going to end up in the Super Bowl, because you can throw anything at them. Seemingly, I promise you, first off, that this next Seattle game is going to be a little bit different than the first one, because we should be all healthy by the time this all is said and done. This defense is coming. And when it knocks on your door, it's like Aleister Black. You better fucking answer. And you're about to get your ass kicked as soon as we do answer. Come knock on our door. We got the Saints knocking on our door next week. We got Seattle knocking on the door the week after.
No, you don't have Seattle. You don't have New Orleans knocking at your door next.
Oh, who is it? Seattle, right?
No, you have the Baltimore Ravens knocking.
I said we got the Ravens knocking at our door this week. And then we got the Saints next week. And then we got Seattle the week after that. Keep knocking on our door. I want you to knock on the Niners' door. Keep testing us. Keep telling us that we're not going to make it. I like it. So by the time we get through all these teams that are in the playoffs, whoever decides to beat the third seed or fourth seed, whoever decides going to be there in that NFC Championship, we're coming through. The defense is going to tear you apart. Toby says it's a fluke. I wish it was a fluke. You know what? I wish I could say that this season was a fluke. All right? The problem is it's not. We've answered every single question.
Hold on. Toby, last year's Chicago Bears team was a fluke.
See what happens when you get rid of Cody Parkey, sir? Nothing works. Nothing.
You've gone through like 15 kickers, all because your best kicker missed one field goal. So, speaking of knocking on doors, the Los Angeles Rams got lost in the wrong locker room, and they knocked on Lamar Jackson's door. And Lamar Jackson answered, "It's swiftly black masked 53 men."
The sad part about it is I had Baltimore picked all week in my my fantasy in my office pool, because I knew that they were going to win. I never questioned whether they were going to win. The problem is I was down by one in my office pool, and I'm like, shit. I know that everybody picked Baltimore, so maybe I should pick the Rams just in case.
Oh, so you had my frame of thinking coming into this game, because I picked the Ravens. I picked the Rams. You picked the Ravens.
Yeah, and then
what happened? The Baltimore Ravens bent over the LA Rams, put a gap in their ass, spread it as far and wide as they can, like a chest splitter splitting ribs, and they proceeded to anally rape, anally eviscerate, anally pound the LA Rams, probably out of playoff contention.
There is not a game on the schedule of the Rams that they will not win more than they lose. I looked at the schedule. They still got Seattle. They got Arizona still. And they still got us.
That's 3 losses right there.
It's all bad.
So, Ram, I hope you had fun last year getting beat by the Patriots in the Super Bowl, a game that you shouldn't have even been in. So, Bye, Felicia.
This is the worst part about it. Do you know that this is how many years in a row that the Patriots Super Bowl hangover has proceeded to destroy teams?
When it's supposed to be the team that wins gets the hangover.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
All right, so that is the end of week 12. We have 3 games for Thanksgiving.
Yes, we do. It's supposed to say games.
Before we get into them, let me just say I want to thank everybody who watches us. We love to support you guys' show, and we will all be, wishing you guys a very Merry Thanksgiving tomorrow. Have fun with your families, be safe, and eat a lot of fucking food.
And don't die on Black Friday, Thursday.
Yeah, if you go out to Black Friday, please act like a human and not a heathen. You don't need to stab a motherfucker for a $100 laptop.
Yes, you do. He must die. No, he shouldn't. No, don't stab. Maim, but don't stab. At least if you maim him, then he could live. If you stab him, he might die. You don't want nobody to die over a laptop. Just kick him in the knee a little bit. Give him a little MCL sprain. Make sure he's just not able to walk right again if he cuts you in line. Just to let him know not to show up next Black Friday. Just put that thought in his head. That's all. We don't want people to die. Just maim a little bit. A little bit of concuss. Get them concussed a little bit.
Hold on, because we here at Sinful Black Entertainment, we love violence. We don't like death.
No, because if they die, you go to jail and then you can't watch us.
And if they die, you can't watch us, and neither can they.
Yeah, exactly. We lose 2 viewers, and that's sad.
So we're going to start off this week with a game that's probably going to put everybody into a coma before the turkey's even served.
Oh, my God. Is Washington playing the Lions again? Oh.
No, we have the Detroit Lions and the Chicago Bears.
Oh, God.
On paper, this probably looked like a fantastic matchup at the beginning of the season.
Yes, Matt Stafford, Mitch Trubisky, Lions and Bears, old AFC North gridiron game. And
NFC.
Whatever. Doesn't matter at this point because they both suck. They can be in the OFC for all I fucking care.
So, have the Lions officially shut down Matt Stafford for the season?
No, apparently he still might play, but for what? I have no idea. They just really need to trade Matt Stafford or just let him go because they're killing him in Detroit. He's not even the Matt Stafford that he shows flashes of being the old Matt Stafford when he's in the offense, but not anymore.
Before we pick this game, I just got some information.
Okay.
The Lions are expected to start quarterback David Blaq tomorrow.
Who?
David Blough.
Who?
So I'm picking the Bears tomorrow.
Who?
David,
Where did he go? What school did he go to?
I'm looking him up right now. I have never heard of this man. I didn't even think that last name was even. All right. So David Blaq is currently trending in the news.
Where did he go to school at? Just tell me where he went to fucking school at.
Well, the first thing I'll tell you is David Blaq was undrafted.
Oh, God. God, now I got to look this up.
Hold on. I'm trying to find. Because, the starting because Jeff Driscoll is hurt.
Yeah, because he's probably out with the cracked ass that he got delivered. Who? David Marshall Blaq.
They acquired him in a preseason trade with Cleveland.
Holy fuck. Hold on, here we go. David Blaq was a backup quarterback in Purdue. No, not the starting quarterback. But he was the backup quarterback in Purdue for the first 3 years of his career. All right, so he was a backup quarterback in the first year. And then a backup quarterback in the third year. And then he's... Hold on, wait a minute. Hold the fuck on. Time the fuck out. So he was the starting quarterback. And he was benched the first year. And then benched the third year. And his quarterback stats What the fuck?
So, no, can I tell you the worst story about this?
Oh my god.
The Lions starting tight end is injured, so their backup tight end is playing tight end. Their backup tight end was their original plan to play quarterback in this game.
Oh my god, Jesus Christ. So we're picking the Bears. We were agreeing that we're picking the Bears to cover the spread as well.
No, I'm gonna say it right now, man. I know I shouldn't say this, but if the Lions win this game, I quit. I'm done.
All right, so I can tell this is why he got benched the first year. So the first year he played for Purdue, he got benched. His record in 10 games was his total in the 8 games he started was 1-7. And then in 2016, he was 3-9. That's the year he played all 12 games.
Progress, baby, progress.
His third year, he played 5 games and went 3-2. But he played in 4 more games, but just didn't start them. Wait a minute, how? And then he put up an over 500 season in his senior year, where he went 6-5.
And this is what gets undrafted and then signed by the Cleveland Browns because of their quarterbacks coach. Say his name, James. Say his name.
Ryan fucking Glenley. Oh my god.
And now this man who got drafted by Ryan, who got picked up by Ryan Lindley and traded to the Lions, is now a starting quarterback in the NFL. We are going Bears here. If the Bears fail this game, they should just delete their entire franchise, because I think the fan base should just delete them.
So I just want everybody to know. I don't give a fuck if this nigga get mad at me over the computer right now, because you know what I'm gonna fucking say. You know what I'm gonna say.
You only get it one time. You only get it one time per list.
The Lions doing this on Thanksgiving allows me to say what I'm about to say. So I just want to let you know, Lions fans, instead of getting an actual quarterback, one that went to the Super Bowl, took his team to the playoffs twice, that actually can run for his life.
Instead of signing Brock Osweiler, you're going to go with this guy.
I'm pretty sure. Shit. Oh, my fucking God. Oh, my God.
I'm sure Matt Hasselbeck has some arm strength left. Give him a call.
I'm sure Tim Hasselbeck does it. It can come out of ESPN and do this shit.
Your baseball season is over. Call Tim fucking Tebow. I'm sure he's glad to step on a football field.
No, let's take it one more. Since Stephen A. Smith seems to know how the NFL works, maybe he should be the fucking quarterback this weekend for the Detroit Lions.
Anyway, we're getting off this game. We're getting on the Bears, and if they lose this game, we will never pick another Bears game this season.
If the Lions win this game, Mitch Trubisky just get straight cut. Just cut him. Just cut him. I don't give a fuck what the cap hit is. Cut his ass. Okay? You ain't got nothing to lose at this point. Cut his ass. There ain't no fucking way that Mitch Trubisky. Matter of fact, Toby, if the fucking Bears lose this game, you must come out. If you're still watching, you're gonna come out into it with a fucking brawl, a Detroit Lions brawl, and say the Lions are the greatest team in the world. If the damn Bears lose this game, I know you're fucking watching this shit, and you better watch this shit after. You make sure, Phil, you tag his ass when he sees.
Hold on. You're challenging the wrong person, because he'd probably do that anyway, just to fuck with us.
A Detroit Lions brawl that's kind of creepy and sad at the same time, but I still want to see it. Oh my God!
All right, so moving on to a game that has potential playoff implications for both teams. We have the Buffalo Bills in a number 3 ranked defense taking on the Dallas Cowboys in a number 4 ranked defense.
This is a pick your poison game. I think Toby answered. He said fair enough. My God. This is a pick your poison.
You're fucked up. That Bears game has that vein sticking out of my head. You see it?
Yes, I see it. I fucking see it. So I don't want the Bills to win. I want the Cowboys to stomp them to prove to everybody once and for all that the Bills are a bunch of frauds, fakes, and phonies. However,
it's the Cowboys.
I want the Cowboys to lose.
Wait, you have to pick the Bills.
Oh yeah, I have to pick the Bills. I guess I'm picking the Bills, but I want the Cowboys to lose because that'll all but ensure that Jason Garrett gets fired at the end of the season.
I think Jerry Jones already said he's getting fired at the end of the season after that Patriots game. Jerry Jones said, I should not be this frustrated.
Yes, you should. Barry Switzer was your coach. Anyways, my bad. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend anyone. Yes, the fuck I did.
Uncle Jerry, maybe you should actually start letting him coach his team instead of telling him everything to do.
Well, the problem is that he is coaching. All right, so the problem with, you know what the problem with the Cowboys is? It's not that they suck at coaching. They suck at fucking game planning. So you're feeling to tell me that in one way you can shut down Drew Brees, even though they won, not Drew Brees, Teddy Bridgewater, they completely shut the offense down and New Orleans finds a way to win. And yet in the same token, you let Sam Darnold look like a Pro Bowl quarterback? You know that earlier in the season, Case Keenum dropped 300 plus on him, right? So it's not coaching's not the problem. It's game planning. Oh, we're going to take the foot off the throat of the. We have a top tier defense, but we don't have to play Washington that hard. No big deal. We don't have to play the Jets that hard. No big deal. We're fine. We don't have to play New England that hard. It's okay. It's not like they have. It's fine.
It's not like the Patriots are 9-1 or anything.
No. It's not like we don't have to make Jeff Driscoll. We don't have to punish Jeff Driscoll. We'll make him look like a Pro Bowl quarterback. It's okay. It's okay.
So in this game, Mr. Blaq has to take the Bills, which I'm probably glad I probably think he's glad he has to at this point. I don't really trust the Bills offense, so I'm going to go with the Cowboys here. I trust the Cowboys defense more than the Bills offense, so I think they should be okay.
Yeah, like I said, hoping the Bills win so Jason Garrett gets fired because, well, I can't say they won't be out of playoff contention because it seems like the team that'll go 8-8 will win this fucking division.
So I have a question for you.
Yes.
What is the date tomorrow?
It is 11/28.
It's the 28th?
Yep.
And we're talking about the third game on the docket, right?
Yep.
What are those two numbers that I just said?
28.
2, 3?
8.
No,
yeah.
28 to 3, right?
3. Yeah.
So the third game on the docket, I think there's somebody in the NFL who's a major troll. We have on November 28th, in the third game of the slate, we got the Atlanta Falcons at the New Orleans Saints.
It's going to be a battle. No, it's a battle in Atlanta.
No, it's in New Orleans.
It's in New Orleans.
I thought it's in Atlanta, my bad.
Yeah, because I remember Atlanta beat New Orleans in New Orleans, which is the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen in my entire life. But that's neither here nor there.
And I think New Orleans is coming out for blood in this game.
So Toby wants to know, what am I going to do if Chicago wins? No, they're going to win. They're going to win, Toby. But if they lose, okay, if they fucking lose, it's all your fault. See, I'm betting on them to win.
You see, okay, hold on, James. You didn't say these numbers. Blau was Purdue's starting quarterback last season, throwing for 3,525 yards, 25 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions. Those are better than Mitchell Trubisky's numbers this year.
So in 2016, he threw 25 touchdowns and 21 interceptions.
I said last year, goddammit. I said last year.
His ceiling is 25. Everything else is just fuckery. Okay? David Blau.
So, I think the Saints are going to not make the same mistakes they made the last game against Atlanta.
Crack him in the mouth? Yeah, so that's exactly what's going to happen. Crack him in the mouth.
Oh, and Mr. Kamara is playing this game when he wasn't playing the last game either.
Ooh, crack him in the mouth? Crack him in the mouth. Crack him in the mouth. Yeah, I got New Orleans in this one. We can't be having people make the same mistake twice over and over again. It's literally the definition of madness. Making the same mistake twice, expecting a different result. We're going to be fine.
So, the Lakers are dominating the NBA right now, ain't they?
Who?
The Lakers.
Of course they are. That's who they are. So I guess real quick before because I was initially going to talk NBA. I don't feel like it because I got a bunch of videos that got to pop up. So you know where we're going to head into? We're going to talk about a quick thing of wrestling. I know we're gonna talk about the wrestling show that we got going on these week on Sundays.
No, we're going to do this one Saturday.
Oh, I was saying you're not going to be here Saturday.
I'm not going to be here Sunday either.
Well, fuck. In the morning?
We can do it early Saturday morning if you're down.
What am I doing Saturday morning? Nothing. Okay, yeah, we can do it Saturday morning. But we got to tell them about, but everybody's thinking about what the fuck is Saturday morning? Tell them what's Saturday morning, sir.
Saturday morning we had a surprising amount of viewers on the first episode last week.
Which I love.
Which was awesome because we finally got to open up and talk about something that is near and dear to our hearts, and that is the world of professional wrestling. We only concentrated on NXT's phenomenal War Games pay-per-view, and we predicted Survivor Series. We were a little off on that one because shit happens, because it's professional wrestling. But this weekend we get to talk about because tonight on AEW, Le Champion invited everybody for his giving of thanks.
Yeah.
For Le Champion. But Chris Jericho put the title on the line against Scorpio Sky tonight. Over on NXT, we had O'Reilly and Fish, the Undisputed Era, putting the tag titles on the line against Keith Lee and Dominik Dijakovic tonight.
Oh, yeah. But that means I'm going to be up for the next 4 hours. Okay. All right. That works. That's fine. We got to talk about, we'll talk about that. There's a lot of things we got to talk about. We'll break down Survivor Series for our peoples out there. We already talked about NXT on the last show, so we don't have to cover that. But we will talk about Raw, this week's NXT, and SmackDown on Friday, on Saturday morning. We got that going down for you.
So join us. It's very lighthearted, fun talk. It's not as serious as the NFL talk, even though the NFL talk is not serious.
So now we're going to get into what is my favorite segment of the show, the 5 and 5. This is where I take the last 5 minutes of the show to ask Big Sin 5 questions about some things that went on this weekend in the NFL. So, sir, are you ready? All right, let's do it. So, first question. Who were you more impressed with this weekend? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers beating the Atlanta Falcons, or the thrashing of the Baltimore Ravens against the Los Angeles Rams?
There's a tie between the 49ers thrashing of the Packers and the thrashing of the Rams because Lamar Jackson beat that team by himself.
Yeah, no doubt. That was a hell of a game. I was really surprised that Lamar Jackson did most of it in the air as opposed to the ground. He did run some, but he did majority of his damage through the air and didn't have to play that much in order to do it. All right, the second game. Who after this point in the season, 11 games in, who's your MVP still? Is it Michael? Is it Lamar or is it Russ?
Lamar has gone up on Russ just due to recent performances, and the recent level of competition that Lamar is defeating is higher than that of Russ's.
Okay. All right. So it's contender pretender time. The first question is who has stepped into contender status in the playoffs after 12 weeks after the set of games? Who you think is a true contender?
The Tennessee Titans. I call him Ryan Tannenbaum, but for some reason he has his team playing better than they have in years.
All right. Sub question then. Do you think that they have what it takes to overtake both the Colts and the Texans and still the playoff and still the division and possibly a playoff spot?
Well, right now the Colts are in a bad way because they lost to Houston last week on a blown call. The Colts have the third toughest schedule in the NFL over the last 4 weeks. Mm-hmm. The Colts might not even make the playoffs. I'm thinking Tennessee's going in as a wild card.
Okay. All right.
Because of the downfall of the Raiders.
True. But I didn't see that one coming either. I thought the Raiders were well on their way and then pop. All right. So in that case, what good team is the biggest pretender in the playoff race?
The Buffalo Bills. Their defense is legit. Their offense is not.
Yeah.
Their offense is putting up numbers, points, but with very minimal yardage because the defense is that damn good.
Yeah. I would say I say that the Buffalo Bills are probably the most suspect team in the NFL. I mean, in the playoffs. They're easily going to probably take the 5th seed, and then somebody's got to come in and steal the 6th seed, which you already saw. We talked about Tennessee being that team, or they might end up still in the damn division if need be. But yeah, that's a real serious one. So that's question number 4. Now 5, I think the biggest question out of this set of questions. What team out of the teams that are middle, they're 5-6 or 6-5, outside of the Tennessee Titans, because we already talked about that, have the most legitimate shot of making the playoffs? So I probably should give you a list of this because there's quite a few.
Yeah, go ahead.
NFL, listen. So the list of 5-6 and 6-5 teams are: the Raiders are 6-5, the Steelers are 6-5, the Browns are 5-6. We already talked about the Titans. Then we talked about the Colts. They're both 6-5. In the NFC, the Cowboys are 6-5. The Eagles are 5-6. The Rams are 6-5. The Bears are 5-6, and the Panthers are 5-6.
In the AFC, if my feelings about the Buffalo Bills are correct, then we might just see Cleveland steal one of those wild cards because the Patriots are going to lock up the division this weekend.
Okay.
The Bills still have to play the Patriots again. They still have to play the Jets again. And they got a tough game with Dallas this week. So Cleveland's schedule is pretty even keel right now. It's not the hardest, it's not the softest, but the teams that they can beat in the future. And I think they will actually beat Baltimore for a second time this season. Okay. As far as the NFC goes, none of those teams are really worth much, but I think Christian McCaffrey and the Carolina Panthers are going to steal that last wildcard spot. Because the 49ers are going to get the division. Seattle will get the first wild card. I think the Panthers will sneak into that last one.
So here's where it becomes weird because the Cowboys and the Eagles, I think they kind of negate themselves, right? And they play each other, I think, in 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I think the end of, yeah. So they kind of negate whoever comes out of that division. literally wins that division. Like that winner is in and loser goes home. Especially given the way that the Eagles schedule, because the Eagles schedule goes like this. Okay, we have to play the Giants. Actually, let me go back. So we got the Cowboys. God damn it! What the hell? No, excuse me. We have the Dolphins, the Giants, the Cowboys, and the Giants again. So you can feasibly say the they'll probably win both Giants games.
Division games are the hardest ones to call.
I know. It's just that without Saquon Barkley, I don't think the Giants can contend with anyone. And Pat Shermer's just a shit coach. The Cowboys game, that's an iffy one. And in the Redskins game, if Dwayne Haskins gets hot. But on the flip side of that, what I just told you, the Cowboys, on the other hand, I believe that they have the exact same last four, which is, well, no, let me rephrase that. So I forgot they don't have to play the Giants. They've already played the Giants twice already.
Yeah, the Cowboys might beat the Giants twice.
So they have the Bears, and we just talked about that game. The Rams, who are going to be fighting for a playoff spot. The Eagles and the Redskins. This is literally the easiest part of
the only loss I see on that record could be the Rams, but the way they're playing, the Cowboys might win out after this week.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That is true.
The reason I didn't pick either one of those two teams is because only one team is going to win a division. The other team's not even going to sniff the wild card. So.
Yeah. That's true. And so that's why I said it's winner you get in, doubt or get out. On the flip side of that,
not making the playoffs.
No, not with the way that schedule is. You got to go to the Cowboys again. I mean, who never know? That Cowboys game might have to decide the damn division.
Well, not even that. The way they play. The way they play is not good enough in this year's NFL. They
don't deserve to be in the playoffs. I think that's probably the best.
If they do, they're going to get wiped the fuck out.
Oh, easily. The Rams, the Rams' last four are the Cardinals, the Seahawks, the Niners, and the Cardinals again.
That could be 0-4 or 1-3.
Very easily. Yeah, well, Cardinals, Seahawks. No, say Cardinals, Seahawks, Cowboys, Niners, Cardinals. That's very.
So that's 1-4. That could be 1-4. Like I said, 1-4 or 0-5.
Yeah, especially the way Jared Goff has been playing.
Because the Arizona Cardinals, even though they're not winning, they have confidence and they know they can beat certain teams.
Yeah, they play too fast. The Cardinals, they gave the Niners fits, and the Rams defense isn't that good. Twice. And the Rams defense is nowhere near as good as San Francisco's.
And then Arizona's going to give Seattle a fit the next time they play too.
True. Packers and Vikings, this one's going to come down to the wire. They're both 8-3.
After the drubbing the Packers took on Sunday night, I believe that they will. You know what? Bold prediction. The Minnesota Vikings win that division.
I think it'll come down to their Week 16 matchup. I can agree with that. They play each other in Week 16, and then the Lions play the Packers Week 17. But if they win that matchup, that'll split the division. And the Vikings, if they win out against the Bears, Packers, and Lions, the Bears and the Lions. Now let me go back. Give me a second. My estimation is that if the Vikings win their remaining 3 divisional games, and they beat the Packers in said 3 divisional games, they'll have the better divisional record, which is what's going to be needed as a tiebreaker when you split the season series. We've taken this thing more than 5 minutes, but I don't care at this point. I
answered my questions in 5 minutes.
Yeah, you did. So the Vikings have the Seahawks, the Lions, the Chargers, the Packers, and the Bears.
Like I said, the Minnesota Vikings win this division.
Vikings, Seahawks. I think the Vikings can beat the Seahawks in Seattle. I'm pretty sure they can beat the Lions.
They're going to beat the Rams.
They don't play the Rams. They play the Chargers. They're going to beat the Chargers.
Yeah, they're going to beat the Chargers.
Yeah, so that's 3-0. Then they play the Packers, and they win that as 4-0. That puts them at 12-3. Which then they got to play the Bears, and that's a division game, and you never know how they're going to play against the Bears. I think that they lost. Yeah, they lost to the Bears earlier this year, so the Bears have the recipe. We're just going to have to come down to it. All right, so a lot of games we're going to talk about on Friday night. That's fine. So I want to make sure you guys tune in Friday night. Make sure you check us out. I got a bunch of games I got to throw up on there after this show. I want to thank each and every one of y'all for watching. I appreciate y'all. Much love. Catch us here every Wednesday night, every Friday night. We're going to drop it down. We also have the podcast, so all the stuff that we talked about here, in case you miss it, you can listen to the podcast on the Ovatyme Sports Show. Catch us anywhere that podcasts are. We've invaded the podcast world. We're about to shake it and throw it up onto its heads. But until then, this is your boy James, a.k.a. Hollywood J. Blaq. That's my man's over there, Big Sin.
Oh, also.
Yeah.
For Thanksgiving tomorrow, live on YouTube, then transfer it over to Facebook. We're going to get back into my Amazon delivery job of Death Stranding. I took a little break, but I'm going to do a video tomorrow for it.
All right. I can't wait to see that. I'll definitely share it on my page. Who knows? I might cross-share it just to give everybody a little bit of, shake up a couple things. You never know. So, until then, catch us on Friday. But until then, we are out this bitch. Deuces.